Welcome back to another issue of Bingo Topics, where we're going to cover a myriad of things connected with the Philadelphia Eagles, looking at the core players that are going to make up the Eagles moving forward for the next couple of years, all the way to another mock draft, just getting the lay of the land. What's up, it's your boy Cintron, coming back at you with another analysis video, and kid you not, that's the real name. Thoughts on Jordan Mailata's new deal and a look at core Eagles players under contract for at least 3 years. So we're going to issue the jump off Jordan Mailata pause. It's not that, but we know that how Howie Roseman put him under a spell. Put him under contract for the next couple of years. He's here, but he's going to make up a continuum of players that we've highlighted, and how he isolates these guys. Pause. Wrong terminology. He identifies these guys, similar but different, that he wants to make cornerstones of the franchise and guys that are going to be obviously assets moving forward, but there's some give and take there. They haven't reached their quote unquote potential in terms of financial offerings or in physical or skill development, and they're still on the rise, so they can be had for some lighter dollars. But you want to identify these guys and obviously keep your homegrown talent, because that shows that you have a successful program. You want to bring the guys in and retain the good players, and you can't keep them all, but identify the guys that pretty much your make or break guys that you gotta have. Anyways, Eagles players who are under contract through at least the next 3 seasons through 2028: Jalen Hurts, Jordan Mailata, who we just spoke of, Landon Dickerson, and kicker Jake Elliott. So here's some good cornerstone franchise guys to build with. The kicker, who he's automatic, and he's won a handful of games for us, including the Super Bowl season in 2017 when he was just a rookie and was just nailing them left and right. Going on back to last season, we wouldn't have had a 10-1 record without him, especially think about the Bills game when he kicked that field goal in the swirling winds, and only a handful of kickers are doing that. And I don't even know if Justin Tucker himself could have nailed that. He himself gave props. Like, great job. Landon Dickerson, a guy we held on line. We want to have a stellar offensive line year in and year out. And he is a guy who wasn't able to stay healthy at Alabama, but his career in the pros has been the opposite, diametrically opposed. He's been the paragon of health pretty much, coming in and out of a few games here and there. But last season he mostly stayed on the field, and we're happy to have him here for the next 4 years. I think maybe $4 million. We'll take it. Jordan Mailata, obviously, a guy who came. He's basically a rags to riches story, and not just in terms of money, finances, but he came from having no experience with football to, being a self-made player. Albeit, we gave him a great amount of support, and not too many human beings at 6'8", 350, who can move like he does. He's a literal dancing bear, and he protects the blind side, which makes it, that a valuable asset. And he's just a humble guy. We'll get into that in a short, but just love having a guy like that. He picks up Jalen after every sack, which just doesn't happen that often over the course of a season, but he's there to support the guys, and he's just the ultimate team player. Jalen Hurts, just not a lot needs to be said about him. Just work ethic. The guy just works at it. Shows a good example to the younger guys, but the veterans look to him for leadership. That spoke volumes. We got Kelsey, a 12, 13-year veteran, looking to his comparatively unseasoned quarterback to lead the charge in 2022. He did just that, and will continue to do so, unfortunately, without the aid of Kelsey. But he'll be here for the proverbial long haul. And if he proves himself, that cap number that swells to in 27 and 28 won't hit, because it will extend him once again, similar to what we did with Mailata. So there's some good, left tackle or quarterback, another offensive lineman, protecting quarterback, getting your franchise guy, and winning those close games. Great guys to have in the building. Through 2027, none. But through 2026, which is still 2 seasons away, right tackle Lane Johnson, future Hall of Famer. Not a lot needs to be said about him. I still believe he'll play. He'll be playing at a high level in 2 years, and his contract still, I think, goes a year beyond that. Oh, no. Okay, sorry. It's 24, 25, and 26. I think he'll play through 25. He could still be playing through 26. I'll be probably on the last year, but a drop off from him for him is not too bad comparatively speaking to the other guys around the league. AJ Brown, there is an out after the next year for his contract, but I don't think we exercise that because he's just the paragon of consistency, man. He is the straw that stirs his drink as far as the offense goes. Kind of everything plays off of him, and he's just such a monster and such a hassle, a hard thing, to deal with, to play against for the defense. So I think there's going to be some kind of deal to be made if we decide. I mean, because we can actually kind of save someone. I think 11 million or so by moving on from him. I think after this season, but there's just no way. It'd take an extreme amount of assets, brought in to do that. And we'll get to that kind of next to see in our mock draft and see what maybe potentially could look like. But I can't imagine it, man. He's been way too good here. The best receiver we've ever had, and that includes T.O. Bryce Huff, it all depends on whether he meets his ceiling or not. We took a gamble on him and how he likes to hit your spits. He likes to, kind of take some risk. And this is one of those because he has a great amount of potential on tap, but it could remain just that potential. But I do like that he's on an upward trajectory, and he isn't similar to with the Jets. He's not being solely relied on as the pressure point. The guy who has to do everything. He won't have Hassan Reddick across from him, but Josh Sweat, didn't do too bad up until last year, and I can say even just the last half of last year. He was just an extending talent. Was set to have a career high in sacks, but we know how that ended. Saquon Barkley, he isn't the back he once was when he was picked second overall. That being said, he's wore the C on his chest last year. Can cut into some of that leadership death that we experienced by way of a loss of Fletcher Cox and Jason Kelsey. That being said, he just gives us a tough nose runner. You can see in the offseason already he's putting in the work. He's trying to get that body right, working with Jalen in the offseason, training together. Those two guys are going to squat a lot, and a lot's going to be on his shoulders and on Quadzilla's lower body. Pause. But I believe that he can get it done, and we're not, again, the theme of the season, not putting the burden on one man. It's a shared role in this offense and on defense as well. And he's going to be set up for success. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, obviously just a playmaker back there, and quarterback of the defense. He's the guy that is able to set the tone in Super Bowl. Him laying out Pacheco, we didn't win the game, but man, he was bringing it that day, and he was doing his damnedest to win that championship. And having a guy of that ilk and with that mentality, just the dog in him, you'd love to have a guy like that compete on your team. And he talks trash, but he can back it up. And his versatility also, pays dividends. And I think it definitely will in Vic Fangio's scheme this upcoming season. Can't wait to see what he brings to the back to the defense. Him, welcome back like he never left. We'll see, but I think, man, he's gonna bring a lot. So I mean, a receiver, a quarterback, a left tackle, a right tackle, a kicker, a running back, an edge rusher, a safety. You got pretty much all the cornerstone players that you want to start a franchise with locked in. And not a lot of teams can say that over the course of at least the next 2 seasons. Because I would say it's like 2 season increments that you're looking at. You have guys at least locked in for there. You can build on some continuity and try to extend that as well. Guys their deals are coming up. Try to close that if they need to be shipped out, sent out to to pasture. You try and package deals, get something for them similar to what what's his name, the Bills did with Stephon Diggs. Was a malcontent for them, the highest non-quarterback cap number in NFL history, $31 million. They got rid of him. but it's still, they got some kind of compensation, a 2025 second round pick. And, you try to build as such. Definitely it's not a year-to-year league. It is, but it isn't at the same time. It is by way of results, but you're always, if you're a GM, front office personnel, thinking long-term. You're trying to balance that long-term and short-term to marry the two and have the best present that sets you up for success in the future, moving forward. All right, and guys that'll, rookie deals that we're gonna have. I mean, we don't know what they are. Jalen Carter, obviously a good, franchise cornerstone, interior defensive lineman to start with. Nolan Smith, jury's still out, as it is with Tyler Steen, Sidney Brown. We have some inkling of. Keely Ringo, he showed something, but we need to see consistency. Tanner McKee could be a key backup for us, and also maybe some trade bait down the line. Moro Jomo looks to be, get some burn in that rotation. And then there's always, it could be 2027 guys in Smith and Carter, depending on how how they shake out. Carter, I would say, pretty much is a lock for that, but Nolan Smith, we don't know. But, I mean, it's promising, man. We have, like I said, some youth in the building, and a good mix of veteran players and some younger guys that should be chomping at the bit to prove themselves this upcoming season. On to the 2024 NFL Draft. 6 teams visiting with this guy, sorry. Sorry. A CFL standout who didn't play college football and shined in CFL regardless, though, in his rookie year last year. This guy's got good measurables, good speed. And the Texans, Dolphins, Detroit Lions, New York Jets, Ravens, and the Eagles are checking him out, man, because as well as the Vikings. The guy, highly effective up there in the North. And it's a different game, but man, if you can play, you can play. So I'm excited to see who ends up with this guy. But there's a lot of competition for him. And he's not your typical rookie. He has that, that professional experience, albeit in a different league. But man, he could definitely be a player for somebody. I hope it's for the Eagles, because we don't have too many of those type of talents. He has rare talent, looks like, too, and would love to. You can never have too many corners. Bring him on into the CB room. All right, last thing we're gonna look at, NFL mock draft roundup. No cornerbacks edition, so those are banned because it's just too easy for them to put them there. But this guy could be worthy, pun intended. All right, Josh Edwards of CBS has Graham Burton. I'm gonna shoot that down because it's not an immediate need, and he's Swiss Army knife. But we're not. If we're gonna get depth, just draft some guys. Mike Minter later. Michael Hall because we have a room full of DTs, at least 5 guys, no pizza. And Troy Franklin, weak pick. He's not good enough. So I mean, these would be overdrafting these guys. And if we're going to give someone a burn, which I don't think the wide receiver 3 is going to get a tremendous amount of burn in this offense, he's definitely going to be Troy Franklin, an inconsistent guy, speed guy, who that's all he has. And he has like no size. He can only run, certain routes, very limited route tree. Danny Keller of the Ringer has Jared Verse. That would be a dream pick if he falls to us. I don't think so. And I don't think Howie's going to be willing to trade up for an edge rusher in back-to-back years. He didn't trade up for Nolan, but just too much of a priority when there's other positions to be had. Now, J.C. Latham, Joseph Acosta of Super Bowl Nation has us picking him. This would be a double up. He'd be able to play guard in the interim and then apply his trade at tackle down the line when Lane hangs it up. Be perfect. Jeremiah Trotter, I wouldn't be opposed with him at linebacker there because it fits a future need because Devin White is up after next year. He's on a 1-year deal, $7.5 million. And Nakobe Dean, we got to see what we have, but we need some insurance. So I think that's going to be the impetus for us to draft a linebacker this year. That double up as well. Ricky Purcell, I'd rather have someone else. He just doesn't play his size. He ran it, great time, 4.4, and he's like 6'2", 3. So, some good measurables, but yeah, he won't be there. Lamakaki won't be there. I'd rather go with Roman Wilson out of Michigan. Or Leggett, just for the size, weight, speed ratio. Or Xavier Worthy. I don't think he'll be there, but yeah. But a guy I would love, even if you got drafted him at the first round pick, Adonai Mitchell, 4.34 speed, has a size, 6'2" guy, great route runner. Man, he would eat. And this would be an option that, if they're really thinking about moving on from AJ, I can see them going after a guy like Mitchell. That would be a solid pick as far as and also a solid hint that we're seriously thinking about, parting ways with AJ. But he could be the number 3 receiver, inside, outside, versatility. I'd love it. Or Xavier Worthy. The only problem with him is he's, light in the ass. And I like him. I really do. But I prefer a guy with a little bit more size. That speed is groundbreaking, though. If we were keeping AJ moving forward beyond 2026, I would love to have Xavier Worthy on a rookie contract and him threatening the hell out of defenses and putting them in a freaking bind. Beautiful. Tyler Guyton, I wouldn't be opposed to it. Even with all those guys on the board, Chop Robinson and Jordan Morgan later, Brian Thomas, it would be very tempting. Adonai Mitchell, definitely tempting. Xavier Worthy, a little bit too early. Second round guy for me. But he's a guy to develop. He's not going to give you anything in the interim. He's like 6'8", 320. Has to learn the ropes, but he has a very high ceiling. What his floor could be lower than some of the other guys though. So there's that. But I think he'd be a hell of a player. Definitely think someone's going to snap him up in the 20s. Jatavion Sanders, I'm out on this pick because it's just he's not the guy I would pick. Like Dallas Goedert, he may be compared to him, but he had a little bit of blocking chops coming into the league, but this guy has none. I don't think if he's not a two-way guy, I'm not going to value him that high. And there's other guys like a guy I'd love to pick up from out of Illinois, the Fighting Illini, Tip Raymond, 6'3", 271, 4'6". He's faster than him. So you want a freak? Pause. Draft a guy like that, not this guy who is going to be a souped-up receiver. And then Jonathan Brooks, to double up, no. Okay, sure, but no, and it could be no, because Jonathan Brooks, running back, not going to overvalue a guy like that when we can get, a guy like Isaac Grindo, my friendo, in the 5th round or 4th round, possibly. So, he's coming off an injury, there's risk there, and we've done this with other players, and just, it's not, running back is done being a premium position. The best athletes aren't playing running back anymore, and the division there, also the platoon style it's devalued the position. So anyways, we're gonna get up out of here on that note, but you're not even watching though, but it's all good because I love talking about the Eagles and I love making these videos. So officially we're gonna chunk the deuces, but as always, it's fly Eagles fly, and let's motherfucking go. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you want. Thanks for watching. Check me out at Cintron Anime, Cintron Life, or Cintron Laughs, or other social media.